Hello and welcome. Chris from Missouri here, bringing you another video about vintage baseball cards. In this video, I'm going to show you a few cards. I'm going to show you some cards I picked up at a recent auction and some eBay purchases that I might have made over the course of the last couple of weeks. But before we get started on that, I want to tell you who my sponsors of this video are. And I have three sponsors, and all three of them they're not new. They're just doing something new or started something new. And my first sponsor is Sammy Thunder. And Sammy's got a great channel. He's got his own stuff going on. He's got stuff with Jason, cardboards and cold ones. He's on the Four Collectors channel, and he does a really good job of going to shows and videotaping cases and hooking people up with the right vendor. But he's starting something. I think he's working for Leighton Sheldon, I think. I hope that's right. If not, I'm giving Leighton a shout out, and he's a sponsor. But anyway, he's doing some stuff with him. Get over and watch his channel. Sammy explained it to you better than I could. The other one is CIA Auctions. Now that is Chris Sewell. And he's got a great channel, big channel, well respected. And his buddy, the Texas Snowman, and they started the CIA auctions, and they've had a few auctions now, and they got one going on now. But the shout out goes to Theo Clemente Collector, because he's actually working for them. I don't know, part time in some kind of capacity. And if you're looking to sell some cards or something like that, reach out to Theo or those guys, and they'll be able to put you, have some auctions. They got a big auction going on right now. It's kind of cool. And the third but final guy that I'm talking about is Justin over at Rabbit Hole Auctions. Now, I'm giving out two shout outs to two different auction houses, and I couldn't be happier to do so, because I think they're both places are great. This Rabbit Hole Auction, Justin, he had his first auction the other day, and I picked up some cards at that, and it was smooth transition. Everything was easy, and Justin's going to have like a boutique kind of auction house, and it just gives you a couple just safer places to go, people that I trust. And so give Justin a look at Rabbit Hole Auctions, and I'm going to show you some of the cards that I got from his here in a little bit. But at first, the reason I brought these guys up is I don't want to pile on, and I don't do, I try to stay away from controversial stuff, but sometimes, like this one, kind of hits me in the head a little bit, and I just want to say something real quick, and I'm not condemning anybody, but there's been a lot of talk about shill bidding, and for those of you that are watching this that doesn't know what shill bidding is people that are trying to sell something at an auction, or trying to sell something, but they bid on that card themselves to bump up the price, or they have a friend bid on it to bump up the price. And my 2 cents in is there's nothing, I believe, ethically good about it. It's just, to me, it's wrong. And they put a name on it called, defensive shill bidding's okay. And they justified that by saying it's not against the law, and it's, you're just trying to get your intent is not to purchase the card. Your intent is to get the prices up to where you think they should be. And I don't care. You can give it all kinds of names or anything you want, but shill bidding is shill bidding, and I don't like it. And just because something is not against the law doesn't mean it's right. And we got a society right now full of that kind of stuff. And, there's things out there that it might not be against the law. You might not get arrested for. But it's just not right, and it just feels bad. And I just wanted to give my 2 cents. And I'm not trying to condemn anybody. I just don't want to hear something and somebody try to convince other people that it's right, because what I don't want is these auction houses and these places to turn into everybody's shill bidding, so you don't know, it skews a lot of the different things. It skews the comps. And I'd love to have a discussion with somebody smarter than me, or somebody that tells me that, no, it's, ethically, this is a good thing. We're keeping the prices up to where we think they should be. And, there was a saying, I'm going to bid on my stuff or my buddy's stuff. So I'm not going to let some idiot, get a good deal on cards. Well, I don't know. That's just, if you can live with yourself like that, more power to you. More power to you. I just don't want to be around that kind of stuff. So my thing is, it is wrong. And just because something is not against the law, it doesn't mean it's the right thing. So these auction places that I have, and Sammy Thunder, Theo, and Justin, along with Chris and Jeremy, I really truly believe these guys are good guys. And if you're going to put up a big card for auction, you make sure there's plenty of eyes on there. And if you feel like you need to shill bid on something, you're sending it to the wrong auction. If you send it someplace is going to get plenty of eyes on it, so you're confident in getting what you deserve. And I think these guys are going to treat you right, and I feel confident sending you that way. All right, so the cards that I got from Rabbit Hole Auctions, which was their last auction, it's been a few weeks ago now, but I went after some T206 cards, and this is a non-Hall of Famer that I got, and it's not really the greatest card in the world, but I still wanted it, because it has a story to it, and it's all about this mustache. And this is John Titus with this T206, and he's got one of the coolest mustaches in the hobby. So other cards that I got: Hall of Famer Vic Willis. These are all they look like cards that belong in my T206 collection. They look a little bit weathered and worn, but that's my Vic Willis. I did not have a T206 Huey Jennings. I'm only about 10 cards away from having all the Hall of Famers in that set. And then last but not least, pick up from the auction is Jack Chesbro. Now, most of the time, if I'm going to spend big money, it's going to be in person. But again, if some of these auction houses that I believe in, and I don't think there's any show bidding going on, I'm not going to be afraid to spend some money. Now, I bought this card on eBay to help with my 1977 top set, and that's Hall of Famer Jim Rice. '67 Juan Marichal I picked up the other day. I picked up a Wheaties portrait. I thought I'd finished the Hall of Fame Wheaties run, and I did not. There's some portrait cards that I need. And I picked up a Ralph Kiner right there. But I still need a portrait Ted Williams and a portrait George Kell. Now there's all the pickups that I have. Oh, and by the way, a little drama on Showcase Showdown, Don Sutton. I had to search through, but just to show you guys, I have the 1975 Don Sutton for those of you that watched Showcase Showdown and had a laugh at my expense because I couldn't find the card. Now, guys, I'm not really trying to attack anybody on this shill bidding. I'm just telling you what I think, and I think it's wrong. I think you can take steps to protect yourself from that. Now, my sponsors, you're monetarily obligated to buy me either a Snickers bar, buy me a drink, share a drink, maybe a beer with 2 straws, or a half-eaten bar of Snickers, or a half-eaten vanilla wafer. Guys, I'm having a blast enjoying this card room. I hope you are enjoying watching my channel. And just remember, this is just a hobby. Collect what you like.